What's up, guys? Steve here again from RC Tanks and Trucks 24/7. This guy, check this puppy out. This is, well, it's an exact copy, replica, I'm not too sure exactly what's going on, of the TAMIYA Bruiser from 1985. Yes, TAMIYA made the original Hilux in 1981, followed by the TAMIYA, the Blazing Blazer in 1982, and in 1985, this bad boy came along. It was in blue, the TAMIYA Bruiser, which this guy is replicated on or copied, or I don't know exactly what's going on. So I'm not too sure if they have the license for these. I'm not too sure, but we'll find out later on, I guess. But so far, and other reviews I've seen, it is pretty good. Metal gears inside, 2 servos, one for shifting, one for the steering servo, brushed ESC, brushed 540 motor, comes with a LiPo battery, charger, all of that kind of good stuff. So if you're a TAMIYA guy and you hate bashing, or you don't want to touch your precious, Shelf Queen or original one, or even the re-release, because they're ridiculous price that TAMIYA stuff normally is, this might be for you, because you can bash this, scratch it. You're not really going to feel guilty. So link is in the description. Go check it out. It's from Banggood. They are crazy cheap, and I don't know how they do them, to be honest, like that cheap, to be honest, because everything so far, it looks great. It's even quieter than the original TAMIYA that I have. It's even quieter than the the re-release that I had. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. Got a high, low, and high, medium, and low changing gear shift or gear little switch there on the controller, which you get with the kit. Pretty cool. You can see just how quiet that is. That's pretty decent. So if you're still interested, guys, stick around, watch the video, should be fun. In this one, I'm going to unbox it, show you what you get, obviously. Little quick lap around the yard just to make sure it all works. And in some other videos, I'll definitely be putting through its paces, maybe water test, around the rocks, all that kind of stuff, because it's interesting to see, and maybe even open up that gearbox later on, just to see how it's made and how well it's made compared to the original one, because it has metal gears as well, so that's a plus. But that's enough. Let's get cracking. And don't let the name fool you. Toyota. Not Toyota, Toyota, that is where it's all about. So this guy, like I mentioned, does look very similar to the 1985 Toyota Bruiser that came out many years ago. Now, this is a 3-speed RC car, and back in the day, the original one came out in 1981, and that was the Toyota Hilux. And in 1982, it came out with the Blazing Blazer. 3 years later, the Bruiser came out, and that's where this guy looks. And it does come in 2 colours. Comes in white, which I have, and also black, which looks baller as well. So let's quickly go through. I'm pretty excited about this. I've seen some other reviewers, and they give it a good rap. Yes, it's not rubbish, which is amazing. So let's quickly have a look. Like I mentioned, the box art looks very nice. It does have a pretty, I don't know, it's up if you like that type of controller. It does look futuristic, space age, but what it does have, it has the low, medium, and high switch here, which is needed to change from 1st, 2nd, and 3rd gear, which all those gears are metal inside. Yes, they all are metal, and the price of this guy, it's amazing. When you think how much this costs, and the problem with TAMIYA, they cost a fortune, especially even their re-release ones like the Bruiser, what's the Mountaineer. That's all got re-released, but it's still at a price point. So this might be something that will sell, because a lot of people can't afford to fork out that much money for TAMIYA. So here we go. Here is this 3-speed transmission, as we can see. All metal gears inside. It does. I can't keep saying it. If you want to go check out, type in the Googleplex, type in the Bruiser, and you'll see that this chassis looks exactly the same. So basically here we have a 2x4 GHz system, front and rear axle, high loaded mode of bevel and straight gear, with decelerating transmission structure is applied on the front and rear axle. Oh yeah. Transmission, central transmission with adjustable clasp, not 2, 3, mechanic gear, awesome. Absorber, large stroke dampening hydraulic shock absorber. So bit of Chinglish there, but whatever. The main thing is, I think I don't want to bore you too much. Apart from here is the low switch. So when you have it on low gear, All 4 wheels are powered. When you have it on second gear, just the rear, and also when it's on high gear, it's 2-wheel drive as well. So let's get into it. I don't want to waste too much of your guys' time. This is from Banggood. Go check out the link in the description. Yeah! Even got a colour manual. That looks like it's straight, direct copy of the Tamiya one. Check that out. Now I'm going to hold judgment. I don't know what the deal is with this company. Have they got a license from Tamiya to produce their parts? Have they got a license to copy their molds? I'm not too sure, so I'm going to reserve judgment of that. I don't know if it's a straight copy. Yeah, they got away with it so far, and there's the model number HG P407. That's pretty generic, but yeah, it's what you'd expect from any decent manual. Gives you everything that you need. Some blue accents there to break up the black and white, but yeah, well, it's all in English too, so it gives you all the spare parts you need and exploded views. So far, so good. Now, I'm going to go search what a Toyota is, but there's your stickers. They feel quite nice, and they're all individually cut, so that's a bonus. Let's get into the meter. Yeah, cooking with gas now. Now here we have, looks like we have some spare parts, 4-way wrench, couple cable ties in there, some accessories like window wipers, and a couple of small tools, and I think elastic bands to hold down the battery strap, because it's exactly like the original one as well. Here is the 2x4 GHz controller. Now it's very light, it only requires 4 AA batteries, so that is a bonus. Here is the 3-way position switch, so low, medium and high. Now I've seen some other reviewers that this is a little bit loosey-goosey, but mine seems pretty good. And you also got steering trim, on and off button here. Lift up this little cage here, you have your basic steering and throttle reverse switches there. A mode, it's got these LEDs there which tells you what mode it's in, so that's awesome. Bind, power mode, power button, and your steering dual rates, and your steering trim as well, so sweet. It's got a foam around the steering wheel here, so, disc brake. You know, if you like the look, you like the look, but if it works, it works. That's the main thing. It's very solid though. A little tiny creak there, but it feels pretty good. Very light in hand, doesn't have AA batteries in there, but whatevs. And here we go. Yeah. Now you can tell with my voice, I'm pretty pumped. I like these type of things. I don't blatantly like it if someone copies. I do like it if they have their own, if they're allowed to do it, you know, that's different. And I have had a Mountaineer which looks pretty similar, except doesn't have this chrome piece on there. Pretty similar, but I got it, I built it, painted it up so it looks like box art, and I didn't want to drive it because I didn't want to scratch it, because they cost a fortune, especially in Australia here. But this guy, yeah, not the case. So, obviously it is white. It has, let's have a look at this body. Sweet. Now I don't have it with me because I sold my other one, but the quality of the, now this is hard plastic, hard body, as you'd see, so I use a different type of paint for this, but you could leave it in this white format if you like, and just put the stickers on there. But I remember what my Tamiya one was like, and it doesn't seem any different. It doesn't have the writing on the back, but if you look, give it a nice close look at the detail, like you could, yes you can, you can add LED lights in there. If you look at there, the lights are painted individually. You've got your blinkers, reverse and brake, obviously. Little side mirrors here, and they do, like side indicators here, and you couldn't put LEDs in. You can put them in there, actually, as well. Nice little chrome accent piece around there. But everything looks pretty good. Looks like the original one as well. You've got the little guards here at the bottom. Phillips head screws everywhere. Nice chrome job. There's my camera on there, so that's pretty cool. No complaints so far. It has an orange interior, and hello, it has a GPS system in there, so that's pretty handy. Same as the original, it's got the one body mount hole at the front. Nice chrome accents at the front there with the license holder and the bumper bar. Same thing, you can put LEDs in there as well. See, this is awesome because I would drive this thing and abuse it. I feel so bad if I paint up a car, spend $900 on a re-release and then bash it. Yeah, I don't feel good, but it's like an orangey red interior. I kind of like it. Nothing wrong with it actually. It's fairly detailed. Can't complain. The mirrors here are fixed quite firmly actually, and they are attached with little screws, so they're not just going to pop off with a bit of a force. They're actually on there pretty well. So look at the body wise, it does look cool. So far, so good. Now, here is the car itself. So far, so good. Packaging, hunky-dory. All you Tamiya aficionados, please leave your comments down below and let me know what is different and, you know, compared to the original. But just looking at it like this, you wouldn't know. Now, when you pick it up, I can remember, and we have one at Crazy Hobbies, we have one of these in the shop. We have an original one of these in the shop and a re-release, and this doesn't feel any different. Have a closer look at the metalwork there. Seems quite nice. I'm not sure if it's powder coated or painted, but it does look cool. This definitely brings back memories. It definitely has the same steering, really long ass steering linkage there because the servo's up in there, but you know, that is always I guess a bane in the Tamiya's side there, but that can always be replaced because I'd like to maybe change it up later on, because this does include two 6 kilo steering servos, one for the steering mechanism and one for the shift linkage down up in there. So alright, well, the battery's even plugged in. Hello, that's kind of no good. So here are those, here's those rubber bands, so we'll get that off. So you get 2 spare ones of those, I think. You get included a lipopolymer 7.4 volt 1500 milliamp hour 2-cell LiPo. Now, drain hole? What? You know, I don't want to drill a hole in there, but it feels pretty light. You know, it is what it is. At least it comes with it, if in case you don't have one. And I nearly forgot, while I was on the subject of batteries, it also does include basic balance charger. Basically, you just charge it via the balance lead there. So that's also included. Now, here we go. So, on and off switch, exactly like the original, same to me, except this bad boy is different. That's a Dean's plug, not a Tamiya plug that you would have seen on the original. Has zip ties to hold the wires down. It's a 540 style brushed motor, along with a brushed ESC. And, you know, these bumpers, let's have a, you know, quite flexy, but, you know, it's not too brittle. It does have a bit of give to it. And you're not really going to be doing that in the real world, but I want to give it a bad review, but I kind of don't, because so far so good. And some of the other videos I've seen, they say the same thing. They can't believe how good it is. So that's pretty sweet. So front and rear differentials. Now, a lot of you guys will know about the three-speed series. Like I mentioned, it started off in 1981 with the Hilux, 1982 came out with the Blazing Blazer, 1985 it came out with the Bruiser, and then later on, a few years later, came out with the Mountaineer, which looked very similar, but they all had this standard kind of platform, leaf-sprung suspension. Now back in the day, imagine this guys, 30 plus years ago, this came out and you bought this. Now, it looked amazing, and it's still 30 odd years later, it still looks amazing, and we still have the traits that came from this car itself. Like, look at the front and rear differentials, front and rear like axle housings, they all look pretty cool. You got the leaf sprung suspension there, just like the real thing. So to me, it always has been about scale, not necessarily about affordability, and that's where I think this might come into play, where a lot of people have their original ones, but they don't want to actually break them too much. They leave them as shelf queens, which I understand, and you know, I respect that as well. So this might be something that a lot of Tamiya collectors will buy just for that. And the parts definitely look interchangeable. I can't really see any difference at all. So let's have a look back here. These are all metal. They look like cast metal housings here. Leaf sprung suspension, front and rear. The nylon, the knock nuts here as well, so they're not going to rattle loose. They have metal gears inside. Here's your rear universal or rear drive shaft there. In input or the output drive, not sure, it has a ball bearing in there, which is good to see, and not much play at all. That's normal because that's going to take up the slack, but everything else seems pretty good. All metal there as well. The small front drive shaft has the same characteristics. Nothing bad about it at all. One thing it does have different from the original one, it does have hex screws all around except for the body and some of the you know, the bumper bars and stuff, but everything else they seem to have hex screws littered around the car. Lock nuts here, which are good. Some of these nuts I'm noticing, like on the side, they don't seem, I don't know if they are lock nuts. So just be careful about them. You might want to take them out and put a bit of thread lock on there, because I can't really see any thread lock around there at all. But first impressions, so far so good. Yeah, just bring me back to the original one that I bought a while ago. Even the wheels are the same. The hubs. Have a look at the front of the car. The guard there is pretty beefy, exactly like the original one that I can tell. That unique kind of ball steering mechanism there that the original one had as well. I had fun rebuilding the re-release. Sorry, that was much fun. I do love building the good old Tamiyas, but yeah, they come at a price. But same stiff suspension, same characteristics as the original one. It is fairly stiff, so I don't think it's going to be a realistic crawler, because it does have quite stiff suspension. But I guess that all can be changed as well later on, because it is so cheap you can easily fix it. It's just those leaf springs, man. That's my Suzuki Swift, I think, are softer than those. Yeah, wow. But it does have that same characteristic. I don't know, the original one had that, not, I don't know, as much, the slop in this servo, or the steering mechanism. It's just because its linkage is so long. And to be honest, I do have a front servo mount. I had bought two when I had my original one, and I think I mounted at the front here, so that takes away this whole rigmarole and this whole large setup here. But yeah, well, I'm pretty excited actually, guys. I'm actually quite impressed. Now let's get up under here. Obviously, there's going to be experts out there that know much more than I do, but under this little cover here, I'm not sure how waterproof this is, but there's your brushed ESC and your tiny little receiver there. There's a spare slot there, so it is 4-channel receiver. Still down there with nice double-sided tape, so that's pretty sweet. Underneath here would be your servo for the shifting mechanism and the actual there we go there, and actual steering. Pretty sweet. Now what I wouldn't mind doing, let's turn it on and let's see how good or how smooth this transmission is, because I know the original ones, you know, they don't sound as good, but this does have all metal running gear. Maybe another video, let me know if you want me to do that. I'll open this up and let's have a close look inside that gearbox. We also got this for Banggood. I'm like, maybe I should do a conversion here, but I was like, this is a Max 8 with a brushless EEC and program card combo. I think I'll rip this thing to shreds, but I'm going to do this in another video, but I'll leave the link while I remember. It's from Banggood as well. Smack these bad boys in there. And like I mentioned, I don't want to criticize these guys saying they're blatant copy. If any of you guys know if they are, please let me know, because yeah, I don't really appreciate that. But if they have the permission to do so, that's pretty awesome. So you turn it on there and you can see it's having a bit of a disco, and it's saying it's in the rear wheel drive mode. So if I flick this switch, does it change? Doesn't change. Maybe let's turn the car on and then we'll see. Now it's only a 6-kilo servo, and that is reverse the steering. So there we go. But that reminds me of the original one as well. I had that much play. That's why I mounted the steering servo somewhere else. But well, hang on a minute. That sounds pretty good. Yeah, that's heaps quieter. Listen to that. That's pretty cool. That's in low. There we go, that's in low. I wasn't engaged properly. So that's in low, so it's forward drive and it's low. But that's really smooth and quiet. Yeah, wow, that's awesome. Now let's flick this switch, put in the medium. There we go, so you can see. But that's pretty quiet, much quieter than the original, well, the re-release that I had. And this is in high gear. Really sweet. Awesome. Now I wouldn't recommend changing these on the fly, but you obviously can, but it's not recommended. So there's the switch. So you've got to make sure that's pushed all the way down. So It wasn't engaging. There we go. So that's like a switch. Maybe you can put that on trim because that wasn't engaging all the way. But there we go. Pretty sweet. Brings back the memories, that's for sure. But no, that steering servo is pretty decent as well. It's only 6 kilos, so you want something a little bit bigger to turn these overscale looking wheels and tyres. But to get you going, that's pretty good. I like it. Let's put the body on. Looks awesome. Yeah, I got a soft spot for Tamiya's, and I know a lot of people do. That's why they can, I guess, still get away with having such high prices, really. Because there's so many cool cars now. You got, you know, G-Made, you got RC forward drive, you've got all these other brands coming out. RGT, like with that other one I have, such good value for money, and these guys are still, you know, I don't know if they're innovating, but they're re-releasing, but they're still at a cost. But it still looks awesome with this, even though this was made in 1985, well, this shape, it still looks great. You can just tell how far they were in front of everyone else back in the times, but everyone's caught up now. So let's just give it a little quick spin outside, and then we'll wrap it up for this video, because the next one, I'll put the stickers on and we'll actually give it a proper test. Okay, so this is in low. That's top speed for low, so don't expect too much. That's full steering turn, or radius, sorry, excuse me. That's flat out. So yeah, it's not going to be a speed demon, but it's not meant to be either. So let's change it to second gear. There we go, so the shifting fork. So it's a little bit faster, and this battery is just from the factory, so it might not be fully charged. But I can't do a video without showing you guys how it runs. And this is top speed. And now we're cooking. Something about these just brings back memories. I'm 37, and the original Hilux was made in 1981, or released in 1981, so it kind of brings, you know, it's kind of close to my heart. And at Crazy Hobbies we have all three original, the Blazing Blazer, the Hilux, and the Bruiser. So there we go. So as you can see, it's not really, the suspension is not really, soft, but it's pretty cool. There we go, that's top speed. A bit of soccer. Yeah, so in another video I'll do just a driving video, and we'll kind of take it around the rocks, put it through some water or something like that, and see how it actually performs, because I'm liking it. And I know a lot of people who think, oh, it doesn't look scale, doesn't perform very well, but it's not about that. Awesome. So guys, hope you enjoyed that little video around the backyard. I couldn't just do an unboxing without showing you how it actually works, shows you the different gear ratios and all that kind of good stuff. Now this is awesome, and like I mentioned, I'm going to reserve judgment. I'm not going to say anything bad about the company because I don't know what they've done, if they have the license, or if it's a blatant copy. I'm not too sure. If any of you guys know, please leave them down in the comment section so we can check it out. But so far, I love these guys. They're really soft spot for these in my heart, just because the original Hilux was released on my birthday. So yeah, I love it. So I think these will be good for the Tamiya guys, because like myself, I hate having the original, do it up to box art, get it in schmick condition, and then you scratch it. Now I know I'm not really a shove queen type of guy, but that kind of annoys me. So this might be good for the Tamiya guys who have the actual original one, or have purchased Tamiya's re-release of the original, done it up, leave it on the shelf. You can buy this guy at a ridiculously cheap price. I don't know how they do it. Use it, bash it, scratch it, whatever, or mod it up, and you won't be upset when you actually do scratch it. So yeah, like I mentioned, it is from Banggood. It's at a ridiculous price. Link it in the description down below. Go check it out. If you like the video, give it a good old thumbs up, and if you haven't, please subscribe and click that little notification bell so you get notified of all my latest content, because I'm trying to pump more out every week. And also this guy will be coming up soon. We'll get a driving video out. Just been pretty time poor with work, but we'll make it happen. So thanks guys. Let me know what you guys think. All your Tamiya aficionados, please leave your comments down below. Let me know how good it is, how similar it is, or how crap it is. But that's me guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Steve here again, and I'll see you in the next video.